Former ANC President Thabo Mbeki has concluded his Free State visit with a stern warning. Factional battles will be the party's undoing. Mbeki says voters want service delivery and don't care as much who the ANC leader is. Let's bring in political analyst Professor Sethulego Matebesi to help us unpack Mbeki's address. Professor, thank you very much for your time this evening. So notable is it the fact that this is the first time our former President Thabo Mbeki has addressed an ANC event in Mangaung since before his recall. Given the cold relations between Mbeki and both Zuma and former Free State leader Ace Magashule, how significant is the invitation for him to come and address this event?
Hi, good evening, Annalie, and good evening, South Africans. Well, back of the matter is the African National Congress currently is moving down a slippery slope. And the question is, if it's not Thabo Mbeki, who will it be? And I've even heard some suggestions that perhaps the ANC should also have invited the former president, Jacob Zuma. But I don't think Thabo Mbeki would have accepted such an invitation. But I strongly believe that what the province is doing is to try and find a remedy. Even though I think it is too late to seek any intervention to try and deal with what I think it's almost like an insurmountable challenge and problem that have now become so entrenched within the ANC, and that is to do what the organization and those appointed in public, units. And that is to deliver services to South Africans.
So if you see a slippery slope ending in disaster and an unlikelihood of being able to fix or save the party, where do you ultimately see the ANC going in the next couple of years, especially towards the end of this year when that critical leadership conference does take place and leadership issues are already creeping into daily debate within the ANC?
No, the ANC took too long to deal with the issues and basic issues of consequent management. For when there are issues, they dilly-dallied around issues, talk around issues, and that factor becomes so entrenched within the African National Congress. We all know that the strength of the ANC lies at branch level, and I've seen one of the proposals, also from the former President Mbeki, that there should be a renewal of membership, political vetting. But my question is, who is going to oversee that vetting process? Because everybody seems to be so conflicted, and that is a huge challenge. But for the African National Congress, we have already seen a few trends, and one of the trends is that in terms of electoral support, the ANC each election seems to shed electoral support, and that is the trajectory that is going to happen. But the organization is very fortunate in that it is a governing party which from time to time can still use certain resources to try and pacify the South Africans. But the question is, how long is that going to happen? And my prediction is, if the ANC does not do the basics to ensure that not a 10 rand of taxpayers' money are being unaccounted for, and they deliver services and they engage with communities. If they start doing that, then I strongly believe that they will be on the right track. But for me, the proposal is this whole issue of gatekeeping will once again come in if you've got political vetting. Because the question is, as I've indicated and asked, who is going to oversee that political vetting process within the African National Congress?
It seems the ANC at heart is dealing with two core issues: factionalism on the one hand and corruption on the other hand, which leads to a lack of service delivery. But perhaps, and I'm speculating here, there's a very direct link between the two, in the sense that those who are benefiting from corruption are using factionalism to their benefit, because everybody is so busy scrambling, looking the other way, trying to ensure that their position is safe within this factional environment, that nobody really aims to clamp down effectively on corruption. So if factionalism is at the heart of it, and that does stem from the 52nd conference of the ANC, and that's quite a while ago now, how does the ANC root out factionalism?
No, it's going to be difficult, and that's why I say it's a messy. I should actually have emphasized it's a messy slippery slope, and for me, as one possible solution is when the ANC once again, give power back to the branches. But the branches are so dysfunctional, as Mbeki have also highlighted, that it is virtually impossible to hold anybody accountable. Because I can't see the power of the African National Congress lies in the provinces. But before the provinces you are sent to any provincial power, you should have served in a branch or at the regional level to be able to serve at provincial level. But for me, it simply means that the members of the African National Congress at branch level have to start stating that all these things that is happening in their name have to come to an end. But the question is, once again, because even at branch level, you see all these divisions. And the only renewal that I foresee, it's the organization, more than 100 years old, does have rules and procedures. And if they start implementing that, maybe all these political killings will also end, where people think that they've got a birthright, to ascend certain positions, not only within the African National Congress, but also within government.
Very quickly, it's said that there is a top-down approach when it comes to voting amongst branches, that branch members are told who to vote for in terms of leadership, and that is part of what creates this gatekeeping problem. Is it possible to swing that around and put members back in control of the ANC?
Yes, it's quite possible to do that. I mean, as I've indicated, the Constitution of the African National Congress allows that, but there should be oversight perhaps from regional and provincial level and even national level, and I think that will deal with this particular problem. But it seems as if they don't want to do that for obvious reasons, that they want to continue with the businesses that are involved.
Well, thank you very much for your analysis and your insights. That was political analyst Professor Sethulego Matebesi.